it. You know, you got the 6-figure formula, and here's a way. This is a vehicle, you know, that has been helping a lot of persons, you know, to be able to meet their financial goals, you know, build their personal selves, and allow them to reconnect with families, right? To reconnect with families. We don't know how great the impact is, but I'm telling you, it's going viral. It's increasing every single time that we tell someone, hey, guys, you know, I've been working on a project which has been helping me to become a better person. Would you be interested in becoming a better person? My interests are repeat, because usually, in most cases, most persons are in situations that they want out of. And here's a vehicle that can literally take you out of, you know, those darn situations which have you like so depressed. You know, you're thinking about this bill that is coming all the time. You're thinking about the debt that you have over your head. There are persons who need to hear about this vehicle. And here's the perfect opportunity. Every single Wednesday and Friday, we'll be sharing it for you. But we need you to be on the call as well. We need you to be there to share the testimonies that are happening and the impact that is happening with you and your families through this platform. So if you are going to be there on Wednesday, I want you to type 7 in the chat. Let me see how many persons are coming out on Wednesday, and they're going to invite one person. One person. Type 7 in the chat. This is something each one of us can do. By inviting one person as a team, we're going to impact many, right? Also coming up, I know Deborah is very excited. She's been working very hard behind the scenes along with her Jamaican team, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what's happening in Jamaica this May.
All right, so guys, we are already in the month of May, right? Literally May 24th, right? The sauce is about to be spilled, right? The wealth transfer is about to happen in Jamaica, because we have our chairman leaders. We have Chad coming out of the US, you know, 7-figure, 6-figure trader. We have Kai and a team coming to Jamaica to actually do an event here. Now, I don't want you guys to just think that, you know what, I'm already inviting persons on the calls. Maybe I don't need to invite them to an actual presentation. But guys, normally it takes 2 to 3 exposures to this information to have people come on board. So it doesn't matter if you already showed your granny, your auntie in Jamaica, you know, what IML is about. It doesn't matter if you sent them a video. Invite them to this event so that they can literally see with their own eyes that this thing works, right? So definitely leverage this in the groups. The links are there. So if you do have persons in Jamaica and you want to be able to leverage this event, you can purchase your tickets online and then just shoot an email to us with their name, email address, and phone number. We'll go ahead and get that sorted out. So once they come, we can just guide them inside and there is no hassle. All right, guys. So definitely Jamaica Unleashed event, that's in Kingston. And then on the 26th, we're going to be having one in Montego Bay, which is on the other side of the island, right? So there's really no excuse why, you know, persons can't come to this event. If they can't come to the one in Kingston, they can come to the one in Montego Bay. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, guys. We're going to be having, you know, the presentation. We're going to be having a traders training so that they can actually see this information, you know, being put in front of their face in a practical way. So you do not want to miss it. It's going to be lit. It's going to be turned. People are going to get close. People are going to come on board. Why? Because we are just going to be having so many fantastic stories to tell at this event. All right, back to you, Ron.
Absolutely. Speaking about events, I know right now the company is preparing for the Houston event, which is taking place in Houston. Right? It's going to be huge. A lot of chairmen will be there sharing a ton of value on how you can become a better leader, how you can become better at trading. And if you are in that area, you want to make sure you get your tickets. Check out the Facebook group so that you can get your tickets, or in your back office as well. I'm seeing that you can actually link yourself to, getting the tickets for Houston. Also, right after Houston, we have Dallas, right? So make sure that even if you miss Houston, make sure that you're making plans for I am in Dallas. And that's where I am going to be, in Dallas, right? We're talking in September, Friday the 13th till the 15th, and tickets are very low right now. You want to grab your VIP ticket. That is a very, very reasonable price right now before it goes up, right? Start checking out your flights. Make sure your passport is valid. Make sure that you can get in the U.S. Make sure your visa is valid, right? So take note of this date. Prepare yourself for tons of value, because at each of these events that I have been to, I've learned every single time. I've learned something new every single time. There's no way you could go to this event and say that it's boring. There's no way you could go to one of these events and say, I hear that all already. No. There's always going to be another leader who's going to bring a perspective that you did not think about. So that's why it's important to attend the events. I know many of you may be, probably going through some challenges, and this one leader might say something to help you go through the challenge, right? So that's why it's important to take notes at the event, and then you come back home, you practice, you apply the notes that you would have taken during the event, and you share it with your team as well. So Deborah, I'm thinking about investing in myself. Should I get some cash for it?
Absolutely. And we're not talking about the CASH, we're talking about the KASH. And guys, investing in yourself to get the best interest is where it's at. It's what you need to do, because we invest in so many other things, right? We invest in our kids' education. We invest in food, right? Yup, guys, investing in food is the thing, right? We invest in so many other things, but we hardly take the time out to invest in ourselves, right? And sometimes we even find it daunting, we find it exhausting, and have a can't bother attitude when it comes to actually doing what's best for us. And that's what we'll even do, is we'll front you the cash, right? So with knowledge, guys, knowledge is absolutely important, because with knowledge comes power, and with applied knowledge, right, that's where you really see success. So what you're going to be learning here is that knowledge you need. So we're going to be literally taking you from an amateur, and we're going to be shaping you and forming you into a professional. And then A is for attitude. Having a proper attitude is just so fundamental. It's so important, because your attitude is contagious, right? And the reality is that I know that, especially for the traders on the line, is that once you have a bad attitude, you tend to do stuff in your trading life that you're not supposed to do, right? When your attitude's not right, you end up not following your trading plan, or you end up, revenge trading, or even when it comes to building, right? Once you have a negative attitude, people around you can feel it. So it's just very important, guys, to have the right attitude in terms of skill set. That's exactly what you're going to be learning here. So trading alone isn't just a skill set, but also network marketing. So what you'll be doing is you'll be learning this skill set and how you can literally go from 0 to 100 real quick. And what we do on a daily basis is so important, because what success really is our daily activities, right? Whatever we do on a consistent basis, that's what's going to give us the results. So if you're thinking that, listen, I want to be a platinum 600, I want to be a platinum 1000, I want to be a chairman 10, but your daily activities are not reflecting what you want to do or where you want to be, then don't kid yourself. You're not going to get there. So if you know that in order to get here, I need to develop myself, I need to become a better leader, I need to know what I'm talking about, I need to be able to tell my team or teach my team what I know is successful, that means that I need to read the books, right? I can't be telling my team to read books that I haven't read. I can't be telling my team to do X, Y, and Z if I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. So whatever we're doing, right? Whatever we're doing on a daily basis, it needs to be in sync basically with where we want to go, right? So let's not kid ourselves, guys. Sometimes we look and we find persons, we say they're overnight successes, but the truth is they're not, right? It was them just grinding, right? Grinding behind the scenes, and then their success now, you're seeing that and you're seeing results. So if you want to have major results, you need to do what's necessary, and that's by changing and developing our habits to make sure that they're healthy habits, they're good habits, and they're actually going to be helping us in the long run to achieve what we want to. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be talking about some books that's actually going to help you, right? And whenever we talk about books, I know that Ron doesn't necessarily didn't like reading, right? But he listens, and he was coachable, and he actually said that, listen, even though I do not like reading, right, I am going to find a way to get the knowledge out of these books in my head, because I realized that doing this thing on my own, it doesn't work. Trying to go my own way does not work. Trying to reinvent the wheel does not work. So he made a decision to actually see the wheel already made, already perfect, and he's following that system. And he learned that through these books. So I want you guys to go ahead and actually write down these books. I want you guys to actually just screenshot it if you can. I want you guys to take notes because it's absolutely crucial for you to do so, okay? So, guys, be coachable right now and get these books. The first book is Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell and Lee Yarnell. Guys, if you have never ever done network marketing before, type a two in the chat. If this is like your first company, you've never done it before, you're kind of clueless, and you're saying, you really want to achieve success, but you don't know what to do, you don't know the first thing to do, type a two in the chat if this is your first network marketing company. Let's see if the twos are coming in. All right, so I don't see the twos. Okay, I'm seeing the twos now. Because at first I said, okay, then we're all pros here. All right, cool. So Shaq, you can. This is gonna be relatable to you, right? That's fine. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Okay, Akela. I hope I pronounced your name okay. But guys, basically, this book is gonna help you so much. It's going to take the guesswork out of it. It's really gonna be able to take you to the next level. It's going to be able to help you set your expectations. Because when we really think about doing something, we always think that we'll be able to do it well, right? Because we're hot shots, we're the best things in sliced bread, and we think highly of ourselves, but the truth is we have to set proper expectations. And what this book will do is really help you to get there. It also will help you to overcome your fears, experience success, and achieve your dreams. So get this book, guys, read it. If you don't really read, but you can listen to it because, you're probably busy, or whenever you're doing your chores or whatever you're doing, you're cooking. That's what I do, guys. Whenever I'm doing my 1 hour personal development, here's a tip. I don't just sit down and read. Honestly, for me personally, I have it on Audible. I have all my books on Audible. And whenever I'm cooking, whenever I'm doing whatever, I literally just play it out of a speaker and I do what I'm doing and I listen, right? And that's how I do it. So if the reality is if you're busy, then just get Audible and listen to it whenever you're in your car or whatever you're doing, okay? So the next book now we're going to be talking about is Go Pro by Eric Worre. We call him the godfather of network marketing, and that's just one of the reasons because he has been doing this thing so long. He's been doing it so long that you know it's been over like what 20 years, and he just been doing a phenomenal job in terms of helping people get to the next level when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to having successful conversations, when it comes to actually not trying to just recruit people, but also have people stay in your team, being able to give them value. And what he did, he created this book that actually give you the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. So literally moving from knowing nothing, right, being an amateur, not knowing what to say, and he literally gives you a blueprint, a guideline on what you can say and the steps to take, when saying it. So guys, get this book, take your screenshot. The next book is, and I know, this is one of Ron's favorite books. I'm gonna let him do this one.
Absolutely. This book has really been, it says it right there. It is the blueprint of any, if you want to build a huge organization, right? You want to get this book. Make sure you have this book on your phone, get it on YouTube if you can, wherever you can, to start listening to this book if you want to go big. Let me see how many persons want to go platinum 1,000. Right? I want you to type 3 in the chat if you want to go platinum 1,000. Let me see if you want to go platinum 2,000. 5,000. You want to be chairman, then you need to get access to this book, right? Whether you go borrow it from another leader, or if you need to get the audio sent to you, get access to this book. This is literally going to map out everything for you that you need to know about network marketing business and how you can be a leader within the business and build a huge empire, right? And the great thing about having a blueprint, and I say this all the time because this is absolutely what it is, right? The great thing about having a blueprint is whether the structure of that building disappears, for whatever, whether it's an earthquake, a tornado, a fire, you can rebuild that building again and again and again. You can even add to that building, right? Because now you have the blueprint, you have the structure, you see it before you get it in front of you physically. And when you're talking about vision, you start talking about leadership. And the next book that I want to talk about is from John C. Maxwell, right? The 21 Irrefutable Laws of the Leadership. I mean, we are so blessed in this team to have a certified John C. Maxwell student, right? I want you to make use by asking tons of questions if you want to take your team to chairman team. Because he has tons of information about leadership and all these different laws, all these different things that add to your characteristics of building yourself personally is going to help you to become a better leader. So if you have questions about leadership, you want to reach out to Mr. Akinborn, chairman. I'm going to put this in the future. I'm going to put it in the present. No, chairman 25. Right? Chairman 25, Chairman Mr. Akinborn. You want to make sure you message him. You want to make sure you ask him the questions to help develop your leadership, right? While you're reading this book, I know people pick up books. And if you're like me, you may read through a book, a page. If you get that far, if you're like me, you might not get so far on a page. You may listen for a half an hour. You might not understand the perspective that the writer is talking about. This is where you have to have discussions with your team. And that's why it's important to have a leadership team. So you can throw ideas out there and you hear a different perspective on a topic and you get better at deciding how to make sure you're more effective as a leader. So this is something that I think that we're going to implement later down in the year, where we discuss topics in the book. Who think that we should have a book club? We talk about these books every single week, but are we really talking about the information in the book every single week? So that we can apply the information that our mentors have laid out for us so we can have the results that is already written for us. I want you to think about that. And if you want to have that happening, I want you to message your team leader and say, hey, we need to start talking about these books in the chat. We need to start talking about the information in the books and not just about the books in the chat. Because I can tell you about the title of this book, the leader, the writer of this book, but if we don't start talking about the information, that's where the food is, right? It's what's inside the book. That's where you're going to get to start digesting and start feeding the muscles to lift up this heavy success of Chairman 25. So guys, I love leadership. I love boys being able to, shape the characteristics of persons. I've seen people developing, becoming better leaders going through this information. And Deborah, I know you strongly agree, and we all agree. I want you to say it with me. This is our mission, to educate and to empower 5,000 families across the globe with tools and strategies to become full-time investors, encourage personal growth, development through our training platforms, successfully taking over their financial destiny. Guys, I want you to take a screenshot of this. Make sure you save it. Make sure you have it written down somewhere, because it's not about me, Ron. It's not about Akeem. It's not about Kai. It's not about Deborah. It's about all of us together developing and becoming stronger leaders so that we can have a greater impact globally to the many. Speaking about impact, Deborah, we have a young man who's been traveling all across the world. He's coming up next to drop some value, right? To drop some value. I hope you've been paying attention last week's training. He did a fantastic job. And he's going to bring more value for you this week. We're talking about young billionaire, Mr. Kai Lashley, Chairman, yes, Chairman 25 also. Are you on the call?
Yeah, absolutely, Ron. You already know I'm here, man. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear, bro.
Oh, perfect. Guys, first and foremost, like every Tuesday, fantastic job, Ron. Fantastic job, Deborah, for holding down this call, doing, an amazing job with the information, the books, the vision, really sharing with the team, why they need to be on this call, why they need to plug in, and really just paving the way for everybody else that's about to come onto this call. Guys, listen, if you are on this call, you're paying attention, first and foremost, here what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat. If you are paying attention, I see literally right now 37 people on this call, which means I should get 37-1 is coming in this chat right now, right? Because, we're not here to talk to the people that aren't paying attention, the people that aren't plugging in. I'm here literally to give my attention, to give my, value to the people that are plugging in, right? And I want that if you are on this call right now to just drop a 1 if you're paying attention, right? And if you're not just seeing this call as just another call, we just come in here every week and just talking because we have air to let out, but rather you see this as a means of you are getting value. Perfect. So I see a number of 1s coming in. So you guys I'm talking to right now, and here is what I want you guys to do right now, right? Mario, Stefan, Ron, Deborah, right? Marissa, Kristen, all of you, Ryan, here's what I want you to do right now. If all of you guys, you have a team, I want you to go right now and send your team a message and tell them, listen, you need to be on this call, right? This is not a trading call, but you need to be on this call. It's so interesting. And let me just put this plug here. last night, there were over 70 persons on the trading call. And let me share exactly why I'm talking about this. There were over 70 persons on the trading call, but there are only 36 persons on this call right now. Now let me explain this. 20, remember what I said all the time is that we major in the minor things, right? This is why we lack results. We major in the minor things. The skill set of trading is 20%. And I want you guys to capture this. The skill set of trading is 20% of your success. The skills in anything is 20% of your success. The other 80% lies from the spiritual side and the mindset, right? So what is going on in your thoughts? You know, the information that you're getting, the day-to-day, the intangibles is the 80% of success, right? But we see 80% of the persons are plugged into the skills, and the 20% are plugged in to the are plugged into the mindset, plugged into the intangibles, and it shows why these 20% get the results. Right? It shows why these 20% of people get the results. Oh my goodness, you know, this is so interesting. Trust and believe. So when people ask, you know, well, why is it that not as many persons, you know, get results? It's because only the 20% plug into the things that really, really matter. Right? Trading, the skills, it matters, yeah. But they're missing the 80% of it. Right? They're missing the 80% that's gonna bring them results. So what you need to work, guys, right now, you know, boy, hit up your team, tell them, listen, man, plug into this information. Come on to this call, because this is what's gonna help you to be more disciplined. Here's another tip for you guys. It's not that we don't know what to do, but it's that we don't do it consistently. And these things might sound very simple for you guys, but right now, you know, like we're going to take some notes, because it's not that we don't know what to do, but it's that we don't do it consistently. There's no discipline, right? And it can prove that, you know, right across the board. If every single day you're not getting an insane amount of results, you're not withdrawing every week, you're not seeing the results from trading, from building the organization that you want to see, it's because you're not doing it consistently. It's because of the lack of discipline, right? It's because of the lack of discipline. And you know, this has just been coming over, you know, more and more in my mind over this week, because as I look at a lot of people, they know what to do. They know how to market the chart. They know how to use the remedy strategy. They know how to prospect individuals. They know how to approach persons. They know how to recruit. They know how to build. They know how to present. They know how, right? They know how, but they're not doing it consistently for them to produce the results that they want to produce. All right, they're not doing it in a consistent manner to get the results that they want. So let me ask you guys this question. If I claim to know something, but I'm not doing it, do I really know? Like, really ask yourself that. If I claim to know something, but I'm not doing it consistently, or I'm not doing it, do I really know? I'm asking you guys. Like, think about this question, because, you know, if it is that I'm saying, you know, well, yeah, I know, you know, I know how to recruit, I know how to build, I know how to trade, but I'm not getting results from it. Do I really know? And I want to ask you guys, I want you guys to really ponder on this, because sometimes it pays more not to know. And you know, I had someone literally in my story yesterday, you know, going through the IML Academy, and it just came back to me what Adeja Duncan was saying at the beginning. You know, for all of you that went through the IML Academy, she says, I am a student always. And sometimes, like I said, it pays more not to know, right? Because when you don't know, this is the power of I don't know, right? When you don't know, you learn a lot more. You're open and receptive to more information, because we are at the point where, you know, you say, man, I don't have to come on these calls. I know all this information already. I don't have to go on the training calls. I know how to mark up a chart already. I know the strategy already. I know what Ron is going to say at the beginning about the books. I know what Deborah is going to say at the beginning about cash. I know. So here's what happens when you know is that you're not going to learn anything. Being a student, right? Being a student always requires you to be always learning. Because when you're always learning, you're always growing. If you're always growing, guess what? Your income consistently increases. Your income consistently grows. Why? Because I'm always staying in a place of humility, that I don't know. I don't have to be the person that says, you know what, man, I know that. Right. And you know the people, right? That every time you try to teach them something, they say, man, I know that. I know this, I know that, I know how to do this, but they're not producing the results. It's like, just shut up. Just chill out. You don't know. Like, be open and receptive to learning. Be in a place of humility. Sit and don't know so that you can actually learn. Right? And sometimes, here's what happens. Write this down as well. Your success defeats you. So yeah, you get a little bit of success. Yeah, I recruit, 2 people. Yeah, I recruit a few people. Yeah, bring on some people by myself. I didn't have to do a 3-way. I didn't have to get them on a call. So what happens is like, okay, cool. Well, I don't have to do these things. I got some success. So I'm not going to plug into the things that are getting people major success. So what happens is that your minor success defeats you. It stops you from producing major success. Right? It stops you from producing a major amount of results. Right? So you got to be in a place of always learning, be in a place of always growing, be in a place of humility so that your income consistently grows. I always open up myself to learn from people, right? Especially people that are making more money than me. Let me put that note there, because I don't listen to everybody, right? That's true. But I don't listen to everybody. But when it's a person in a position where I know, I would definitely trade my financial position with this individual, or they have got value in a particular area that I know nothing about, I'm absolutely going to open up myself, right? Even if I think that I know, but they show themselves to be a person of value, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm going to block you off because I think I know. I don't know everything, right? And you've got to think the same way. I don't know everything. So when I come on the call, listen, I'm coming on this call to get something that can probably take my business to the next level. I'm going to come on this call to get something that's going to make my next few weeks, my next few months, my next few days times better than my previous. So it's always from a place of learning. It's always from a place of growing. So let me ask you guys this question. What is your purpose for being on this call every single week? What is your purpose for plugging into any calls or going through the academy or trading or recruiting? What is the purpose of doing it? Because if the purpose isn't to get better, if the purpose isn't to grow, you're not going to get the results. It's just that simple, right? When I first started network marketing, and it was terrible at building an organization. I could recruit people, but then it was terrible at building an organization. Is a major difference, right? It was terrible at building an organization. You always thought like, that recruiting people was the end all be all, right? Recruiting people, and let me just stick on this for a little bit. There's a major difference between recruiting and building. A major difference for all of you guys on this call. Anybody could sign somebody up. But I thought, yeah, man, I could recruit people, that's gonna build my team, right? No, recruiting and building is 2 different things, right? Recruiting people are signing people up. Building persons, now building teams are building those people that you signed up. That's a major difference, right? It's a major difference. So what's the purpose? What's the purpose of coming onto the calls, right? I saw someone say real quick, to grow on all levels, to get better and do better for my family. Perfect. You've got to have, Ron said it earlier, you've got to have a vision, right? You've got to have a vision. I want you guys to write this down. Where there's no vision, it can be no provision, right? Where there is no vision, there can be no provision, right? Write that down. Because we are just coming, a lot of us, we just go on these calls, we just come on and do this as a ritual, but without any purpose, without any vision. What is the purpose for being on these calls? What's the purpose for coming on to the TTT? I've got to have an end game. I've got to know, like, yeah, this is why I came here. You know, there has to be something that I'm going to get out of this call. And write this down as well. If I expect nothing, I'm going to get that every single time. So you've got to come with an expectation, right? Whether it's to grow, you know, whatever your expectation is, come with the expectation, right? So that you can absolutely be looking for that when you come on the call, some key that you can get to help you to build your business, right? So guys, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, any longer. I'm actually going to hand it over to the main trainer for tonight. You know, I hope you guys got some value, because this is serious, man. You know, this is not just coming on this calls just to hear us speak, you know, just to hear Ron go over the books, just to hear Deborah go through the cash. Because listen, every single time they do this, right, every single time they go through this information, something new comes to mind. All right. You hear Ron drop something different, talk about the blueprint. You know, talking about burning down the house, and you can rebuild it at any given time. Why? Because you got the books, because you've got the blueprint, right? And so many people miss that. So many, oh my goodness, you gotta have a reason for coming on to these calls. So even right now, you know, if you took no notes, I want you guys to get a pen and paper right now, right? Be intentional about that, about taking notes, about getting something from this call. As Mr. Akinborn comes onto this call to do the main training, you guys already know this guy. You heard Ron said it. Is John C. Maxwell certified, has a wealth of information. You know, you guys can absolutely learn from, right? You can absolutely grow from. And if you're not growing after this, man, listen, I don't know what you're doing, right? Because, you know, he's literally going to help you to take your life to the next level. Because this is not just business principles, but life principles that can help you to grow in all areas. So, Mr. Akinborn, are you on this call, sir?
Yes, sir, Mr. Lash. You wouldn't miss this call for the world. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. You can take it away.
Awesome, man. Well, let me just give it back to both you and Deborah and Ron, you know, for going before me, man. And just really proud of the growth that's happening in our team. You know, every single Tuesday, Ron and Deborah, they come with some incredible value. And, you know, anybody that says that the TTT call is the same thing every single Tuesday doesn't have a growth mentality, because every single time I come on this call, Ron said something that shakes me. Deborah said something that shakes me. When you do your first half of the training, there's always something that jumps out. And this is what I want you guys to understand before I even get into the main training. When you come on these calls, Kai mentioned it, and it's amazing because that's part of my training tonight. But Kai mentioned something. When you come on the calls, the mindset that you have, the expectation that you have, the attitude that you have when you hear this information will determine the level of success that you're going to have. And let me just rephrase that or make it clearer, right? If you come on the call with the attitude of this is just another training call and you're lying down, you're not taking notes, you're not paying attention to the nuggets, you're not paying attention to the information that is coming out to help you grow, you're going to miss it. And every single time, every single Tuesday, like we didn't call the Takeover Transformation Tuesday call to sound good. You know, it's not just another name. The purpose of this call is to transform your life. And you might not feel it. I remember Mario, he caught it. Mario, who's a Platinum 600, soon to be Platinum 1000 in our business. He caught the vision. Every single time you come on this call on a Tuesday, something is happening to you. Whether you feel it, whether you believe it or not, that's causing you to go to another level. And you have got to have that mentality, or else you know, you're going to waste your time, you know? So as we continue tonight, as we go into the main training, I want everyone to really have that mindset of growth, really have the mindset of an individual that wants to go to the next level, because what I'm going to share with you tonight is something that my mentor shared with me. You know, it's one of those trainings that when he went through it, this is probably like, because I was going through my notes earlier this evening, and when he went through it, it was probably like, what? It's 2019, probably like 2017, right? And it made me smile because success, the principles of success, they don't change. Kai and myself, we've been able to be successful repeatedly because we learned the blueprint. We figured out what worked and just do it over and over. We don't try to reinvent the wheel. We don't try to, you know, do things on our own. We don't try to be so different that, you know, we want to change things. No, we follow the system. We do what we know works. And guess what? We've been able to get results repeatedly. And that's what I want you guys to capture tonight. I also have here, before I get into that, is to remind the team about the vision. Let me ask you guys a question, all right? Let's see who's been plugging in, because we're 5 months into the year. January the 14th or 15th, right? Or I think it was either the 14th or the 13th, one of the two. We launched the campaign for this year. We launched the vision for this year. What the takeover's goal to achieve this year in 2019. Let me see who, tell me what that goal is, what that vision is. What is it that we plan to do this year? I see one comment come in, 10 brand new 6-figure earners. I see another person says 10 brand new 6-figure earners, 5 from the charts and 5 from the comp plan. And that's 100% true. And I want to remind you guys of that, because I know what happens is that because life occurs, because time passes, we can sometimes forget or lose sight of the vision, when in reality, the vision is still working. And I want you to write this down. Just because you can't see it, just because you can't feel it, just because you're not experiencing it, doesn't mean that it's not unfolding. Doesn't mean that it's not happening. Doesn't mean that it's not manifesting. Because this is what I know. This is amazing, right? 5 months in, soon to be 6 months. Anybody that's looking on from the outside, probably saying, you know, nothing is going on. You know, you hear men talking about 10 brand new 6-figure earners, 5 from the charts, 5 from the comp plan, but they haven't heard of any significant success stories yet. And let me tell you, this is where we as a group, we need to get back to what we've been doing at the beginning. You know what that is? Sharing the testimonies, talking about the success of other people, shining the spotlight on the individuals that are winning. Because look at what Kai said. We already have 2 individuals that have qualified for 6 figures as traders, right? And as a matter of fact, dare I even say 3, because there's this young lady from Barbados. I know she's on the call tonight, but she has just been ripping up the charts, right? That every single time I think about it, it just causes me to remember that the vision is unfolding. People are on track to make this thing a reality. As it relates to the comp plan, we're still in the process of doing it. People are ranking up, people are bringing people on board, you know, and it's just some tweaks that we have to make, and that's what I'm gonna talk about tonight. But as it relates to the vision, guys, the vision is still being manifested. It's still working. It's still working, I'm telling you, and you need to buy into this thing, because this is what I know, right? The vision, obviously, you know, it's tangible, it's real, it's something that you can feel, you can touch. You got to believe that. But there's a part that you have to play in its manifestation. All of us on this line, somebody's waiting for you to share the story of Nikki. We call her Millie Nikki. I don't think that's what she wants to be called, though, Deborah. No, I remember what she said in the group. I don't think that's what she wanted to be called. But there's a girl from Barbados. Her name is Nikki. And her story, when Kai told me her story at the store, I was like, what? Because I didn't even know it. Or more so, I should say, I didn't know in its fullness. And she was able, you know, to earn a significant amount of money to contribute to her mom's surgery that's happening on Thursday. I'm telling you guys, money talks. Her ability to capture this thing, she came on board, a regular customer like you and me, right? Caught the vision. She learned the skill, and guess what? Results are happening for her. And there's some of you on this line right now that the vision is waiting for you to catch it. The vision is waiting for you to catch it. So whatever your challenge is, whatever your circumstance is, the vision can work for you so that you can accomplish this thing. And you have to buy into it, guys. I am telling you, right? Once you buy in to the corporate vision, I've learned this as time progressed. Once you buy into the corporate vision, the personal vision becomes easy to achieve. Please write that down. When I buy in to the corporate vision, the vision of the team, my personal vision becomes easy to achieve. And this is what I know, right? Everyone is not going to buy in to the corporate vision because they believe that their personal vision is more valuable. And that's a mindset flaw. Let me tell you what, every vision is valuable. My vision for my family is not more valuable than Alan's vision for his family. My vision for my family is not more valuable than Kai's vision for his family. Each vision is equally valuable. Why? Because it came from the same place. It came from the same source. And when we all come together to achieve the corporate vision, you know what happens? Kai's vision is achieved. Alan's vision for his family is achieved. My vision is achieved. Everybody's vision that is personally connected to the corporate vision, it occurs. So this is why being a team player is so important. And let me just give you insight into how my mind works as a leader. I am very sharp. Those of you that know me, and you know this about me well, I am very sharp at identifying team players. I am very good at it. I can tell when a person is down for the team and when this person is down for themselves. And when this person is down for themselves, I don't treat you any different, but I understand that the vision that you have is going to, especially if you are in our group and you're in our team and you're trying to progress, because I understand the laws, the vision that you have is going to struggle. It's not going to manifest as fast as possible because you're not working with the team's vision. How do you expect to get macro results if you're trying to only operate on a micro level? Can't work. Can't work. You will never go chairman, or you will never become a six-figure trader if you are not thinking like the kind of individual on a large scale. If you're only thinking about how much pips I'm gonna get, you know, how me. If all you're thinking about is me, you're never gonna get the results that reflects an individual that is selfless, that is willing to serve, that is willing to impact many individuals. And you know what? This just came to me. The reason why many people aren't able to impact a lot of people is because all they care about is impacting themselves. Think about it. The reason why some people's impact is limited because all they care about is impacting themselves. All they care about is me. All they care about is bringing change to themselves, and that's why people outside of them aren't getting change, because all they care about is themselves. So I haven't even gotten into the main training as yet, but this is the point, and I'm going to use this to go into the main training, right? Please be a team player, because the only way that we are going to accomplish this goal of 10 brand new six-figure earners, 5 from the charts and 5 from the comp plan, is that we need to be in cohesion. We need to be working together as a group, understanding the role that each person plays and functioning at the highest level so that we can accomplish the goal, right? Yeah, simple. Teamwork makes the dream a reality. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, let's get into them tonight. To write that down at the top of your paper, those of you that are taking notes, because years ago I realized that as much as this thing called network marketing is pretty simple, it's called the 4 non-negotiables. The 4 non-negotiables. Stefan says I'm breaking up. Can you guys still hear me? Am I clear or am I not clear? Am I breaking up? It's confirm for me. Confirm that you guys can hear me. Okay, awesome. Right.
You're clear.
Okay, thank you, Alan. So yeah, the 4 non-negotiables, and this is what I wanted to say. Kai mentioned something at the beginning of his training where he spoke about, he was on a trading call on Monday. They take flight. They take profit call, and they had 70 something people. On our Tuesday call, the call that's focused on network marketing, that's focused on building, that's focused on growing as an individual. And I want you guys to catch this. This call only has 48 at max. It's like I saw 52 people, right? And let me tell you why this is the case for all of us on the line. There is a minority principle that exists in life, right? There's somebody saying I'm a tad bit muffled. Okay, because it's the headphones I'm using too, because I'm not using my earpods. So I guess it's moving every now and then. But that's fine. I'm going to try my best to keep the mic a little closer to me, right? But yeah, back to the point. This is what I was saying. There's a minority principle that says that there's a small percentage that will always get success in every sphere of life, right? The 3%. And the thing about it is that it's the same thing here for network marketing, right? It's the same thing here for this business, this industry, this company called a Markets Live. If you look at it, right? Although more people join the business to learn how to trade, right? And yes, we say that more people are getting results from trading, right? If you look closely at the numbers, the individuals that join and decide to benefit from the comp plan and to go through the personal development and the growth, they start to get more results than some of the people that are trading. And this is why I always emphasize the value of doing the network marketing side, because the personal development that comes allows you to then take it and apply that to your trading, right? And I want you guys to follow me, because when you look at it, the percentage of individuals that decide to become network marketers, they develop the skills, they become more confident, they become more attractive in terms of their personal brand, they become better speakers, they become more articulate, they just grow as individuals. And guess what? It affects every area of their life. Well, although if you're just focused on trading, the mindset component, because trading is a skill. We know that there's a huge aspect of trading. As a matter of fact, they say 90% is mindset. But because people aren't plugging into information that allows them to develop their mindset from a trading standpoint, they struggle. And this is what allows me to understand that the reason why more people would rather go on a trading call than come on a call like this is because they don't understand the value of what Kai mentioned, the unseen component of success, the spiritual side of success, right? And I want you guys to write this down, because the training is called the 4 non-negotiables. And what these non-negotiables are is what you need to be focusing on daily to ensure you get success in your business. And whether it is trading, whether it is building, right? These principles overlap. But what I want to talk about tonight is mainly focused on building, how to rank up in this business. So here's the first one. You have got to do personal development daily. And see this? It sounds so cliche, but we can tell, we know when individuals, you hear me say it all the time. When I'm cracking jokes or I'm making fun, I say stuff like, that man reading books. He's reading books. He's watching videos. He's growing. You can tell, because what's on the inside of you, it comes out, right? And the ability to engage consistently in personal development is one of those intangibles that causes you to get success. And it sounds so cliche. It's one of those points, right? It's one of these things that you got to catch it. Yeah, Darian, exactly. That is Romario, you have a good memory, because that's what it is, right? That's who the person I was talking about. But the personal development, it's one of those intangibles that you have to caught. You have to catch it. It has to be caught more so than taught. You can hear me talk about doing personal development daily, but it has to connect with you personally so that you can engage in doing it consistently. Let me show you how the structure I have set out here, right? Because as I was going through the notes from 2017, I began to add some more information to it. And this is what I realized, right? You heard Kai mention that success, it's 90% spiritual, 10% physical. The success that you're going to have has a lot to do with the unseen. As a matter of fact, the majority has to do with the unseen, and your ability to grasp this information and to work on the unseen, which is part of the personal development, which is part of the unseen, allows you to get success faster, or more so, what's the word? You call it compressed time frames, right? Because you're doing what's required, and personal development is required. Let me show you how I have it broken down, all right? Because remember, the first point is personal development daily. Here's the first type. You got to do spiritual personal development, all right? Spiritual personal development. This is part of the success balance scale, where you kind of mentioned it, and I mentioned it earlier. Success is 90% spiritual, 10% physical. And the spiritual side has to do with the unseen. You know, how much time are you spending with God, right? How much time are you spending with developing the right attitude? How much time are you spending developing the right, mental fortitude, right? The unseen components. You got to make sure that you start off your day with that. The spiritual side, because let me show you what I have. Right? I have seek ye first. This is biblical. The Bible says if you seek ye first the kingdom, if you spend time with God, you give him all of your plans, you talk about what it is that you want to achieve, everything else that you're trying to achieve, all the goals that you have will take care of itself. This is real talk. This is real talk, all right? And I have after this, then you want to do the personal growth that comes from, spending time with leaders like Jim Rohn. How many of you guys know who's Jim Rohn? If you know who Jim Rohn is, put a 1 in the chat. Right. You want to take the time out to learn and grow through the mentors that you would have gotten access to. All right. When you listen to Jim Rohn, when you listen to, when you listen to Eric Worre, not Eric Worre, E.T., and we talk about Eric Worre coming on to the end. You talk about E.T., Tony Robbins, when you think of Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, all of these types of individuals that are causing you to grow and shift your mindset in a particular manner, you need to be listening to them, because after you do your devotions, after you spend time with God, then you want to take the time out now to spend time with man. All right? God is priority. You know that. You want to hear from him first. You want to let him direct you, give you the vision for the day. Then after that, now you want to listen to the individuals that God would have ordained in the earth to help you get success. Look at Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is one of the most successful individuals. Eric Worre, E.T., Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins. Let me ask you this question. For those of you that do personal development daily, who do you listen to? Bob Proctor, Miles Monroe, Mel Robbins, John Maxwell. And for those of you who are on the line for the first time, these are some of the individuals you should write down to help with your personal development. Jay Shetty. Anybody else? Anybody else? Miles Monroe, T.D. Jakes, Les Brown, Brian Tracy. So these are the individuals, guys, that you want to write down. You just want to go on YouTube and listen to their content, because this is what happens too when you do personal development. Subconsciously, you're being programmed to become successful. And you want to make sure that what is going into your ear gate is conditioning you, is programming you to become successful and not programming you to become a failure, right? Here's the next thing now, leadership development. This is These are the categories of personal development that you want to focus on. You want to grow as a leader. You want to make sure that on a daily basis, and this is what I'm going to tell you, you don't have to do it all of these categories in one day. You can allocate it 7 days in the week. You want to do personal development daily. The days you can choose which day you want to do leadership development, which day you want to do, spiritual development. I try to do it every single day, right? But how you schedule your life is completely up to you. But there's specific categories that you want to cover. So leadership development. Look at what people in the chat, they mentioned John Maxwell, greatest leadership coach there is out there. You want to study, and this is what I tell people, right? When you look at John Maxwell and Miles Monroe, those two individuals are two of the most solid leadership experts in the world. Obviously, Dr. Miles Monroe is no longer alive, but the content that he has left has been beneficial to so many people. And you want to plug into that information. I'm telling you, you will never get success in this business, right, without developing yourself as a leader. You will never, right? And you heard us last week or more so week before, we mentioned, one of the first components or the first law or the first principle of leadership has to be being able to lead yourself first. And that's a personal responsibility. It's part of the personal development regimen, right? Understand that I got to be able to lead myself first before I can lead others. And that's one of the main reasons why people are struggling and not growing their business, is because they aren't leading themselves first. And it's one of those things that affects your business in a great way, because if you realize that you lack influence, right? And this is a whole other training. If you realize that you lack influence, you lack the ability to make an impact, the ability to get people to take action, you got to answer yourself some questions. Are you taking action? Right? Are you taking personal responsibility on what you're telling people to do? Are you doing it? Because if not, then it's going to be counterproductive, right? Next thing I have here now is network marketing development. This is crucial because we're in the industry of network marketing, that you need to grow in this area. You need to grow in this area. It sounds so simple, but I remember when I first got involved in the industry, there was a guy, his name is Stanley McDonald. He would always say, read GoPro, Akeem, read GoPro. Listen to Eric Worre. Learn the skills of a network marketer. Understand how this thing works. And guess what? I had to, this is probably in my second or third year. Can you believe it? In my second or third year and that's really when I really started to have massive success in this thing, is when I started to read these books. And that's what I'm telling you. Some of you on the line, you're limiting your success, or more so you're slowing down your success because you're not reading the books. If I had read GoPro when I first got involved in the industry and I began to implement what it was that my mentor was telling me. He wasn't my mentor. He was somebody that he was a leader in the business, but he was just recommending to read this book. He went to the GoPro conference and all these things that kind of myself we're doing now, he was doing. And it made me smile. I'm like, Akeem, imagine if you had just read those books and implemented what you learned. You would be further right now. You'd probably be a 7-figure earner, not a 6-figure earner, So guys, you want to take the time out to learn and grow as a network marketer. If you plan to earn residual income, if you plan to be successful in this industry, then you need to have these skills as a network marketer. And if you don't know what those skills are, that means you haven't read GoPro. That means you haven't read GoPro. And just one quick thing before I move on to the next one. Somebody on the line, tell me 3 skills of a network marketer. It's in GoPro. 3. And it's the 3 that we've been talking about. Come on, Stefan, you're sharp. You're sharp. That's what I'm talking about. Promoting, presenting, prospecting. Those are, dare I say, the main 3, but there are others. And if you don't know what the others are, then you want to go in. Okay, my guy Mario added another one following up. Those are in GoPro. This is basic stuff. Basic stuff. You want to know the basics so that you can move up from a basic individual to what comes after amateur. a professional? Hopefully, right? And then also, guys, before I move on for personal development, I have here, one of the things that you want to do daily for personal development is that you want to attend meetings online and offline. And that's what my mentor had said. He was talking about, this is what he said, and please write this down. The meeting needs you as much as you need the meeting. Please write that down. This call needs you as much as you need this call. The call that we're going to do tomorrow, the 6-figure formula, for you guys to invite your guests, that call needs you as much as you need that call. And let me tell you why, or let me expand on that, all right? There's some of you on this line that your success is being limited because you don't know how to present. You see what Stefan said? One of the skills of a successful network marketer is the ability to present. Some of you don't know how to present the opportunity. Some of you have never presented the opportunity. And because you've never presented the opportunity, then you can't have success. You're not growing in that area. And when you come on the calls every single Wednesday and Friday, we got leaders that could present a markets live in their sleep. I am telling you, I could present the opportunity in my sleep. I know the slides back to front because we've done it so much. You want to come on the calls to learn how to present. And let me show you guys this. Let me tell you guys something, right? Do not be afraid or do not be ashamed of saying the exact same thing that the person that did the presentation is saying, or the person that's doing the presentation. When I first got involved in iMarkets Live and Gary McSween came to Barbados, I sat next to Ron Lashley, and both Ron and myself, or I think it was Ron recorded the entire presentation that Gary McSween did. He sent it to me on WhatsApp. And we had it was almost 2 hours, that's right. And Stefan, interestingly enough, you had an event at your church. I was presenting. I said the exact same thing that Gary McSween said. I mean, the exact same jokes, the exact same comments about, specific slides. I said the exact same thing. You want to know why? Because I didn't know the presentation for my own. I was just getting involved, and that's one of the easiest ways to build confidence, to get momentum going. Look at what the leaders are saying, right? Danny said she had a script. Deborah said I wrote it down word for word, and when I did mine for the first time, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're doing it online, guys. I remember in a previous opportunity, I had it slide for slide. I had slide 1, this is what to say. Slide 2, this is what to say. Slide 3, this is what to say. So I know exactly what to say at specific slides. And this is important, guys. Each slide has its own, I don't want to say personality, has its own relevance, right? Each slide has its own specific details. And there's certain things that you have to say at each slide to get the information over effectively. If not, it will just be an informational presentation. And I need all the leaders on the line to catch this. Because if you are just monotonous on the line and you're not saying specific points that cause the individual to hear, that's listening, sorry, to become converted, because we're trying to persuade individuals. So you have to say specific things. And the only way you're going to know what those specific things are is if you come on the calls, if you attend the presentations in person to see how, let me show you. I looked at how David Imanitie stood up when he was presenting by the whiteboard. I know it sounds so stupid. Anybody that hears to say, why would you look to see how this guy was standing when he was writing on the board, right? Let me show you how my mind works, right? I wanted to understand, or I wanted to try to figure out if his positioning was more conducive in as opposed to standing up a particular way, a different way when he's writing on the whiteboard. And I'm telling you, it's one of those intangible things that you have got to catch. How you move your hand when you're speaking with the microphone, how you walk through the aisles, how you touch someone. I know these. I remember I heard Bob Proctor say this when we went to the Paradigm Shift event in Los Angeles. Kaya, myself, and some other chairman, David imltakeover, we went to Los Angeles for a Bob Proctor event. And one of the things he said, and it stuck up with me, and they started doing it during the presentation when I'm walking through the aisles. I don't want to touch you on your shirt or your pants. I want to touch your skin. I touch you on your hand. So if you're going to long sleeve, I'm touching you on your hand where I can touch your fingers. Or if you have on a short sleeve, I'm touching you. I want to touch your skin. It's these little intangible things that my mentor was doing. I said, you know what? Let me do it so that when I start to present, people view me, or I evoke the same emotion that my mentor evoked when they're doing the presentation. And let me tell you where the challenge comes, because somebody says, I don't want to sound like David imltakeover. I don't want to dress like David imltakeover. I want to say my own thing. I want to have my own sauce. I want to be me. If you want to be you, that's why you're broke. Or that's why you're staying broke, I should say. And that might sound harsh, but that's the raw reality. You have gotten yourself to the point that you're at right now. So if you continue to be you, then what's going to happen? You're going to get the same results. Here's the tip. Don't be yourself. Be the best version of yourself. Please write that down. Every time I hear people say, don't try to change, be yourself, be you. Madness. That's bad advice. And anybody that's saying that, they have no results. Don't be yourself. Be the best version of yourself. And the best version of yourself, catch this, it's not you. It's an expanded version. You become a completely different person. And that's the only way you're going to go to the next level in this business, is if I make up in my mind, and I tell myself this almost every day, Akeem, bruh, you gotta look like a Chairman 25 though. I reached out to a Chairman 25, and it just goes to show how everybody's different. I reached out to a Chairman 25 trying to get some tips and different strategies, and he was cold to me. He didn't want to give me the sauce at all. And I was like, bruh, I'm disappointed in you, man. And I didn't tell him that I was saying that to myself. But this is the point. You want to make up in your mind that you're going to change. And this is where, a lot of people fall down, because people don't want to change. We know that. But this is the principle here. If you can't change, then you can't grow. And if you can't grow, then you can never hit the results that you have set, all the goals that you have. What do you think it's called? Growth on all levels. Because you got to grow, and the only way you're going to grow is if you change. And if you're not changing, that means you're staying the same. And if you're staying the same, that means you're stuck. Please write that down. And this is why every single day we got to tell ourselves, I am going to step out of my comfort zone. The cliche stuff, success happens outside of your comfort zone. I want to tell you guys this, right? As much as that's cliche, it is true. It is true. It is true. We were in the HQ last week, Saturday, or two Saturdays ago. We were talking, and a nugget came out, and Maya caught it. I remember it clear as they had to write it down. This is what came out in the nugget. You will never scale your business in comfort. You will never take your business to the next level in comfort. That's why you got to be uncomfortable. You got to make sure that when you go to present, you feel nervous. Or not nervous, let me rephrase that. You don't have to make sure, but if you feel that way, it's okay, because that means you're not comfortable. Look at what, I almost said that was Stefan. Look at what Shanae said. Get rid of fear. It's tormenting. Write this down. When you lean into fear, it will disappear. Lean into fear and watch it disappear. And I got to tell myself that every single day, because there are many areas of my life that I have fear in. I'm unsure, there's uncertainty. And I gotta confidently and boldly lean into it. And you'll be surprised that the acronym FEAR stands for false evidence appearing real. It's not real, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. So good. So that's the first non-negotiable. Let's look at number 2, and this is super important. This is where many leaders fall down at number 2. This is what number 2 is. You want to assess your business daily. Please write this down. This is where management mode comes in. And you know, it's funny. It just came back to me. I wrote an ebook. Haven't released it as yet. But in the ebook, I spoke about managing management mode. Management mode is where you assess your business and you begin to delegate. You begin to, you know, put things in place to cause your business to be managed well. But the reason why you have to manage management mode is because you don't want to become a manager. You want to always be in phase 1, and we're going to talk about that as time progresses, not tonight, but on these trainings. You want to always be in phase 1. That is recruiting and bringing in new prospects so that you can build them. Kai made a powerful point. And this is all part of assessing your business daily. Because if you're bringing on people, please follow me here. If you're recruiting, let me ask a question. For those of you on the line, if you would call yourself a recruiter, give me a 1 in the chat. If you call yourself a recruiter, you know how to get people signed up. You're a recruiter. Give me a 1. Oh, I didn't see any 1s coming up. I was like, what? No 1s at all? Because catch this. You got to start as a recruiter. Because if you're not bringing people into your business, you're delusional. All right. If you're not bringing people into the business, then what are you doing? Right? As a network marketer, you got to be able to network. You got to be able to bring people on board. So you got to start as a recruiter. But look at what Kai said. This is what I have in my notes, right? If you are not building those individuals that come into your business, then what are you doing? What are you doing? I forgive my dogs, right? I got a whole bunch of Jack Russells, and I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's really loud for me. And they're having a little orchestra now going on. All right, so just ignore them. Okay, great. 1% I can't hear them. Good, right? But back to the point. When you bring in an individual, when you recruit somebody into your business, this is how you build them. This is how you make sure that they go to the next level. You have to help them ensure that they're doing what you're doing. They're following the script. They've gotten started correctly. Because look at this, guys. Imagine you sign up someone, you recruit someone in your business, but you never check in with them. You never take the time out to find out how they're doing, the challenges they're facing, you know? You don't take the time to build them, to help them equip, to equip them with the skills to go to the next level. Then what happens? You haven't given them an opportunity to grow. So that's what you want to do. As you assess your business daily, look at what I have. You want to check in once a week with your leaders or with the individuals that you enrolled, because everyone is a leader. So you want to check in with them. Next thing, you want to make sure that anybody that you signed up, you get them started correctly. Please write this down. We have a getting started document, right? That the first couple of pages is the relevant getting started information to help your individual start off correctly. You just want to use that document. Is there anyone in the line that doesn't know what the getting started document is? That anytime somebody joins what we send them? Because if not, we need to send that to you. All right? Here's the next thing here. I have for you want to check in actives. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one. Guys, you can't go to, okay, so Delano, please connect with me or Kai or any of the leaders to get the getting started document. Actually, you're right. Somebody just said send it in the group. That is wisdom. That is wisdom. Can somebody do that right now? Can somebody just put the getting started document in the groups so that everyone can have access to it? But let's talk about the checking in actives and free accounts, because that's what I have. Every single day when I log into my back office, I'm always looking to see if people have 145 volume or not. Because if you're planning to rank up, if you're planning to see how far you are from your next major rank, you need to know where you're at. This is for the builders on the line, because building is not just, follow me here. Building is not just about how well you can develop an individual. It's about how well you can structure your business to help individuals go to the next level as well. Because I could pour into a leader on my team, make sure that they're plugging into all the calls. But if I'm not structuring my business correctly, I'm not building my business. I'm building the leader. But if I'm not building my business, then I'm being counterproductive, because it doesn't make any sense me pouring into all the leaders in my business, but not structure my business in a manner that allows me to benefit from their growth. And this is leadership talk, because it's just sometimes we make such a crucial mistake where we aren't structuring our business the right way, and then we end up being, disadvantaged because we don't have the right structure. But guys, you want to check for the inactives. Then I have here now, you want to check volume and how far you are from the next major rank. Please write this down, what I'm about to say. Whenever you get involved in the network marketing business, let's talk about IML, right? And you want to benefit from the comp plan. All you are ever doing is focusing on your next major rank. Everything that you do flows out of that. Follow me here, because our goals, we know, is to rank up in the comp plan. But if I don't know what the comp plan is, if I don't know how far I am, I'm a P150 now, and I don't know how far I am from Platinum 600 or Platinum 1000, if I don't know how far I am from the next major rank, then I can't actively structure my business to help me achieve that goal. This is why when you do number 2, assess your business daily, these points have to work together. When I log in at least once a day, can you imagine there are people that Platinum 600, Platinum 150, but they don't log into their back office? Then why do you have a back office if you're not using it? If you're not using the back office, then just stay a customer. Downgrade and just stay a customer, because your back office is there to help you structure your business to go to the next rank. So as you assess your business daily, guys, and I know it sounds so simple, but it's one of those things that, like I saw Gary Maxwell said something today on Instagram. And something that Eric Worre said, and it reminded me of something that I heard a long time ago. He said, look, don't treat your network marketing business like a business, treat it like a job. Because most of us, that's what we know. We know how to work a job. We know every single day at the job, there are certain things I have to do every single day. This is the mindset that you need to carry for this thing. So write down, I will not treat my business like a business. I will treat it like a job. Meaning that I allocate time. I know that I work from 8 to 5. So I'm building my business from 8 to 5. I'm doing certain things. I take a lunch hour. Whatever you do to be productive at your job, we need to do it to be productive in this business. So that's number 2. Number 3 now, influence producing activity. And this is for the people that are really serious, because what I've learned over the years, and I know, guys, some of you may be starting to get lost. So when I say lost, like when trainings go to a certain time, people start to get lazy. People start to lose momentum. Don't lose momentum, guys, because this information is valuable. Influence producing activity. This is number 3. Let me show you how you develop influence in network marketing, right? Please write this down. If you plan to have authority in network marketing, then people need to view you as an authority. What do I mean by that? If you want someone, when they see you, whether it is in person, whether it is online, to say, okay, I think I want to join Denise. I think I want to join Katrina. I think I want to join Stefan. They need to see you as an individual that is competent enough to help them get success. And this is why, we say this all the time when we're doing builders training. Do you think that someone should join you? Like everyone on the line, you believe that someone should join your business, right? Why? Why should they join your business? What makes Alan valuable enough for someone to sign up with him? What makes Stefan valuable enough? What makes any of us on this line? These are questions that you have to answer yourself, because the only way that people are going to view you as an authority, to view you as a person that can help them get success, is if you position yourself that way, if you look like that kind of individual. And this is how you do it, right? look at the first point I have. You want to present or you want to do trainings. You want to put yourself, guys, on a flyer. As simple as this might sound, the moment that individuals in our team started to brand themselves and they marketed themselves on the internet, flyers, Ron has his every Wednesday call, Take Profit, his Wednesday training, Take Profit Stefan, his call used to happen every third Monday, I think it was. Guys, put yourself on a flyer and begin to add value to the team. Add value to the team. This is how you're going to develop influence, because people are going to see you as a valuable individual. So then they trust you with their business to help them get success. When they go on your social media profile, what does it look like? Do you look like a person that's competent enough to help me get success? Or do you look like an individual that's just using Instagram to look at other people's accounts? Or are you strategic with your Instagram or your Facebook that makes people say, all right, this person is going somewhere and they can help me get there as well? Right? I have here professional photos. You got, like, this is basic stuff, guys. Basic stuff. If you want to build influence, you need to look like an influencer. You need to look influential. You need to have professional photos on your social media. And I mean, like, it's not rocket science. Like, just go and get a professional photo so that you look like a professional, and it makes people say, all right, I feel as though this person can help me get success, right? Because until you start to do that, until you start to brand yourself, because it's really personal branding first, right? As you begin to brand yourself as an authority, as an individual that can help individuals get success, people are not going to take you serious. Let me tell you, right? And everyone goes through this cycle. I remember when I first got involved in the industry of network marketing, people laughed, people talked, people made fun, people said everything, right? Because I just looked like another guy trying to do one of those things. We actually had a friend, we still have a friend, right? He said network marketing is the thing that people do when they can't get a job. So people were making fun. I'm telling you, so people are going to make fun of you. Stefan, the people started to roast him very early. Stefan got the roasting in his first year, right? It usually doesn't happen that way. It usually happens, probably like the end of your first year when people see you being consistent with it, right? But this is my point. Until I made a decision that I was going to look like a professional, because here's the thing, I looked as though I was winning before I was winning. Please write that down. And this is not faking it till you make it, This is what David Imltakeover said. He said, stop looking like your problems. Stop looking like your problems. I looked as though I was winning before I was winning big time. Yeah, I was making like a extra $150 a month. I was making like an extra $600 a month, but I looked like I was making like $5-10 grand a month, though. I looked like I was killing the game. So I became attractive. And you got to ask yourself this question: are you attractive enough? Do you look great enough to cause confidence? And somebody may say, well, I'm not interested in that. And if you say you're not interested in that, then you're not interested in success. If you're not interested in looking like the part, look at what Kai has. Dress how you want to be addressed. If you're not interested in becoming the kind of individual that's earning 10, 15, 25 grand a month, then I'm telling you, then you're not ready for success. You're not ready for it. Because it's one of those things where we know this is how the world responds. The world responds to what they see first. This is why the people tell Stefan all the time, I see nothing change. Tell Stefan. I'm just making fun of Stefan. But they said that about me too. They said that they see nothing change until they saw the change. And you know what happened? No, they ain't got nothing to say. They're telling lies now. They're spreading rumors. Right? Because they know, deep down they know that this thing has worked for me, and it has worked big time. So all they can do now is be negative. And you're gonna have to go through your process. Stefan is going through his. You gotta ask yourself, when I start to go through mine, when people start to say all these things about me and they start to comment and whatever, then how are you gonna respond? Are you gonna stay professional, or are you gonna take back shots at them? You know, Kai and myself, we were talking about it today at the store. Like, if us as network marketers were retaliated or responded to the amount of people that take shots at us, people would hate the industry. Because people already hate the industry because they say that we make fun of individuals that work jobs, which is just a misunderstanding, right? But imagine if we were to really retaliate. Because, you know, like, it's sad. It's so sad. Like, somebody else, should we retaliate sometimes? Absolutely not, you know? And if you retaliate, you want to retaliate personally. You never want to be public with your retaliation. Never retaliate. It's because, again, you want to have the posture that promotes positivity, the posture that promotes success. You know, I remember, and this is just personal testimony now, and this was in my markets. Like, to be honest with you, I never said I made a mistake, because it wasn't a mistake. I got my point over, and that person felt the wrath. But when I looked at it, I was like, bruh, like, you shouldn't have done that. You should just let that individual slide, right? The individual was talking about, I just want to make sure I'm bringing the right scenario, where the person was talking about just making fun at the Forex traders. People still do that to today, you know, making fun at these Forex traders and talking about, you know, are they really making this money, and you know, all these different little things. And it was just like, bro, like, you talking, but you don't know tomorrow you may go into your job and like realize you don't have a job anymore. That's all I said. That's all I said. I mean, it wasn't so calm, but I was like, all this talk you talking about Forex traders. How do you know that tomorrow you're gonna go into your job and still have a job? Right? You can get fired. Oh my goodness. Who told me to say that? Who told me to be real and to bring reality? And here's the point, guys. Because what we do is so different, right? You could be right and still be wrong. You could be right and still be wrong. And especially now, because people know that this thing has worked for me, right? I can't even talk about certain things with certain people, because immediately it becomes offensive to them. It's one thing where I'm still struggling and you know, and it's not working, but now that it's working, I can't say certain things because we're like, oh, it makes people feel insecure. So we gotta be. I look at what Danny said. No, I look at the chat. You want to retaliate with a lifestyle change, and like, that's a fact. That's a fact. Let your results, your success talk for itself. And this is the last one here, number 4, guys. Income producing activity. And the reason why I have it last is because it's one of the most important, if not the most important. We know, right, that unless you are exposing your business daily to customers, to guests, to individuals, if you're not getting people on the line, if you're not engaging in the income producing activity, presenting, prospecting, promoting, right, and going for 12 to 15 new personals and developing 4 to 5 P150s, then you're not engaging in income producing activity. You got to know who the leaders are in your group that you're going to run with too. Like, again, you hear me say this all the time, this Pareto principle. I think Kai mentioned it last week or I can't remember. But I know somebody spoke about it recently, the 80-20 rule. You need to understand the 20% of your business, they're going to bring the 80% of your results. So you need to know who those persons are. And I know, like, for me as a leader, sometimes you get tired of saying the same thing over and over, because I know sometimes people just, it sounds so cliche. You know, like, we say over and over, but if I was to ask an individual now, a leader in line, like, who are your generals? Who are the top 20%? Even if you're a P150, if you're a P150 in your on the line, and I ask you, who are the 20% of your group that brings the 80% of the results? You should be able to rattle that off, because that's where your attention needs to be. I know who my 20% is. I could, oh my goodness, I know their full names. You know, I know them because I spend a lot of time with them and I pour into them because they're the ones that bring 80% of the results. So you need to know who those persons are. You need to know who your generals are, your aces. Like Danny said, if you are just enrolling people and you're not taking the time out to qualify them, and qualify means just putting them in the category of 80% or 20%. Because you hear guys say all the time, you got to run with the runners and run and walk with the walkers. Got to run with the runners and walk with the walkers. If you don't know who the walkers are people that join the business and take very long to do anything. They move very slowly. Then your runners are the people that are taking action without you even talking to them. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was talking about my relationship with Chad. I don't hear Chad every single day. As a matter of fact, when I call Chad, sometimes I don't even get through. Call Chad today, didn't get through. And he hasn't called me back as yet. But Chad knows that I'm a leader in his group, that he doesn't need to tell me what to do. And I want you guys to catch this, right? Catch this. The reason why Chad doesn't need to motivate me or most, I don't want to say not tell me what to do, because I will go to him for guidance. But he doesn't need to talk to me every day and to, pour into me every single day. One, because this is a network marketing law. It's a crime to wait on your upline. Please write that down. If you're waiting on Kai and myself to guide you, to teach you, to help you grow, that's a violation. It's a crime. We didn't employ you. We sponsored you into this business, but we didn't employ you. That's a whole different mentality. We didn't say, hey, you're employed by the Takeover Inc. So there's certain things that we have to do in order for you to get success. No, it's a personal thing. So that's the first thing. So Chad knows that I know. And secondly, I want success for myself personally. I want it. So I need to do what's required regardless. If Chad says, I can't talk to you asking for the next year for whatever reason, what am I going to do? Am I going to get depressed? Am I going to say, geez, my upline is not reaching out to me and helping me, so I can't get success in my business? No, we got to take personal responsibility and we got to engage in the activity that allows us to get success. So that being said, guys, this is where the call, this is where the training officially ends, And I just want to ask a question. What are the 4 non-negotiables, guys? Let's see who's been taking notes. Put them in the chat so that those who would have missed it can get those notes. What are the 4 non-negotiables from tonight? All right, so income producing activity, that's number 4. Personal development, that's number 1. There's 2 more. Right, so personal development, that's number 1. Mandatory. Right, you got to assess your business daily. That's where many leaders fall down. Assess your business daily. Anything else? You guys are missing 1. There we go. An influence producing activity, and that's for the leaders on the line. You want to have influence, and not just catch this. And I'm gonna end with this, and we could take some questions. Obviously, because we would end the call at 10, so we can take 7 minutes of questions. But I'm gonna end with this, right? You want to focus on developing influence because it affects you positively outside of network marketing. Remember that. Whenever I go into certain places and and people just have this perception of me as a leader because of what I've been able to do in network marketing, right? And it will be the same thing for you. Because of the influence that you would have developed, the ability to move people into action, to lead groups, to get success, and not just to get success, but to get success repeatedly, people take note of that. And it causes you to become more valuable. And you guys know that you heard, I think it was it Einstein that said it? Or I can't remember who it was that said it. Seek to become a person of value, not a person of success, but a person of value. Because it's the people of value that get paid the most, right? We get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. So that being said, guys, if you have any questions, anything that you heard tonight that you're not clear on, or any challenges that you are, Deborah said Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe said that? I don't think Miles Monroe said that. He probably repeated that from somebody else. But if you have any questions, any challenges you're facing in your business, even as a leader, we're going to take some questions now. We're going to end the call at 10. Guys, and we say this all the time, there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only thing that's stupid is not asking. Not asking. We have so many leaders on the line that have so much success, having years of success, people that, interestingly enough, this is their first year in network marketing and they're having a lot of success. So that means that they're doing something right. If you're on the line and you've been experiencing a particular challenge, you've been experiencing a particular problem, please ask it now. Think about your business. Think about things that you've been going through that have been limiting you, or you feel as though you haven't been able to go to the next level. Let us help you. And let's see if we can help you go to the next level. So we're going to do, if no questions come in, then we're going to, okay, cool. So Alan asks, as leaders, what suggested plan for the deletion of the pollution card? Okay, great. That's a great question. Corporate right now is, like, this very moment, working on new payment solutions for individuals that have no more access to the pollution, which is the entire network marketing space, because most companies, they use pollution, but right now it's Skrill. You can use Skrill. You can use, it's in the email though. The email has all the information. And one of the leaders was speaking to the director about Skrill today so that we can get it processed in Barbados, opened in Barbados. But we're also looking at Bitcoin options. But let me see what the email says. I think email spoke about what they're doing. The email has all the information. I know they're bringing out ACH for the United States. Right, yes, but Skrill will be available. That's what they're working on. One of the leaders, they made the adjustment. They spoke to the guy, what's the guy's name, man? Let me see.
Kylo.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, he basically is working on the on that aspect, guys. So, just be patient in that aspect as it's being worked on. We're trying to basically get Scroll open in our region so that we don't have any payment as well. We're looking at other means so that we don't have issues for the team in that regard, right? So there's always the Bitcoin option. So if you have a Bitcoin wallet as well, you can absolutely transfer your funds. You can actually receive your funds in Bitcoin, and then you can withdraw them to your personal accounts, etc., utilizing UPay or VLU, right? So those options are available as well. So we're looking to get an option that we can have a card readily available that you can just withdraw and swipe, etc., as well. So it's something that's being worked on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's important to know is that because of this change, it's one of those challenges that the entire network marketing space, I don't want to say entire, but like 90% of companies, they use Paylution. And just to be transparent with you guys, what happens is that PayPal bought Paylution, and PayPal does not work with network marketing companies. It's not that they're against network marketing companies. They just choose not to work with network marketing companies. So because of that change, network marketing companies now are looking at other payment solutions, and there's so many. There's Payoneer, there's the UPay. There's so many options. So I know that the company is going to find a solution. Right now, we just need to work with what we have to process the payments that they're going to send us. So whether it's through Bitcoin, and when they get the Skrill option opened as well, that's what we're going to have to do. So just stay positive and, be patient, basically. So that's a great question. Any other questions? We've got 2 minutes. So if no other questions come in 2 minutes, then we're going to close up the call. I'm going to hop on an IML TV session here at 10.
Let me just put this plug for all 50 of you that are on this call. For those of you in Barbados, we are going to be having a location shift, or rather an additional location Monday. A bigger location that the entire team can, really access, our trainings, with regards to trading and our presentations as well, live in person. So that location is going to be that's in Black Rock, right? about this confirm real quick. Because some persons were, saying they couldn't make it to Oistins, etc. So, the location is going to be in Black Rock. And we're going to give you guys more details as time progresses. So, yes.
Awesome, guys. Well, we haven't seen any more questions. None have come in. So with that being said, guys, and this is where the call is going to officially end. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week, Tuesday, the same place at the same time for the Takeover Transformation Tuesday call. Have a great evening, everyone. This is where the call officially ends.